veena through which your music plays. Make of me a golden flute, O Krishna, that you play. Give me every word to sing, I'm speechless without thee. Then touch my heart with thy sweet love, play your song through me. Please play your song through me. Purify my little mind and let it rest in thee. Let not the burdens I must face come between you and me. Let my soul sing out to thee in thy unending song, and bring me to thy blessed feet, that holy place I long for, that holy place I long for. May I always hear your song in birds and wind and sea, and may I always see your face in creation's majesty. Let thy name fill up my mind and fill my heart with your love, till I am one with your music, and we are one in love, and we are one in love. Shower us with thy sweet grace that flows around and around us. May we see you in each face by thy precious love that surrounds us. Let thy song fill up the sky and sound for all to hear, till we all sing in harmony with thy song that's ever so dear, with thy song that's ever so dear. Make of me a veena through which your music plays. Make of me a golden flute, O Krishna, that you play. Give me every word to sing, I'm speechless without thee. Then touch my heart with thy sweet love, and play your song through me. Please play your song through me. Please play your song through me.
Good morning. Today our topic is karma, karma yoga in freedom. We all know what karma is, right? According to Swami Vivekananda, everything we do in the physical or mental world is karma. And everything that we do in that mental and physical world leaves a mark on us. So, oftentimes I don't necessarily think of thinking as karma, but it really and truly is. Action done, Swamiji also said, action done as duty is karma and binds us to Maya. Gets us deeper and deeper into this ephemeral world that is so fleeting. Action done with love and devotion is karma yoga and frees you from Maya. Now you notice that he does not say, he says love and devotion. He does not say offered to God. He does not put any of those stipulations on work done with love and devotion. If you do that work, there's an old story I think it was in the Gospel and maybe one of the Upanishads. A monk had been practicing austerities for many years, and one day a crow was going by, and the crow was annoying him, and he thought ill thoughts of it, and the crow burned and died. And he thought, oh, I have developed quite a few powers. So he was going along and he was begging. He was a wandering monk. And he came to a house where a woman was taking care of her husband. And he was begging, and she said, just wait a moment, revered sir, I'll be right with you. And he started getting irritated. And she called out from the inside, I'm not one of your crows. And he was just taken aback. He went, what? How did she know about the crow? So she finally came to the door and she said, now, revered sir, I will take care of you. I was taking care of my husband, whom I take care of with love and devotion. Now I will take care of you. And he said, where did you learn this? And she said, well, if you really want to learn where I found this, go to this other village and visit this butcher. Well, a butcher in ancient India is a very low-caste job. So the monk, though, took her word, and he went to the butcher, and he sat and watched the butcher doing his work all day. And at the end of the day, the butcher said, now, sir, come with me. I have to go to my home, take care of my aged parents. So he went home, took care of his aged parents, bathed them, fed them, got them into bed. And he said, now, sir, I have time. Why did you come to me? And the monk said, how did you do this? And he said, I just do my work as it comes along. I don't expect anything from it. I just do it. And this was one of the things that shows us how work done with no selfish motive as loving service leads us to freedom. And it leads us to freedom because it lessens our attachment to our body and our ego. If we can think and place someone else in our mind as more important than us, that we need to take care of them, mothers all know this, parents know this. You don't ask for anything from your baby. You might ask them once in a while, can't you be quiet? You'll do anything for them because that's just the way it is. Swami Virajananda, who was the president of the order for a while, used to say to all new monks who came into the order, now, monks in the Ramakrishna order, the purpose of, the stated purpose of the order, or what do they call that? No, not the vows, the mission statement. Okay. The basic mission statement of the Ramakrishna order is service to God and your own self, and secondly, your own salvation. Service to God in man. So Swami Vivekananda used to say to all the monks who joined the order, why have you renounced everything and come here? In order to convert? In order to talk? Or in order to convert all your energy into loving service? you can work out all of your karma through loving service. Now, this is not specific to monks or nuns. This can be anyone, anywhere. Loving service is just seeing, hearing, thinking, and doing what you can for others, not for yourself. Now, we can't change the world, but we hear these ideas, we read these ideas over and over again, and they don't make 1 ounce of difference. Because we can hear it, we can say it every day of our lives too. But the ideas don't manifest at all until you add thinking about the ideas and contemplating them and putting them into action. And it's the putting these ideas of selfless service into action. I mean, so often well, let's say, so often we have things we want to do, our own things that we want to do. We all do. We have things that we think we have to do, and we have to do it in this specific time. And something comes up, and it's going to ruin your whole schedule. And you go, well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just do my schedule, do my duty, and do that, and that person can take care of themselves. No. There's a story about a Christian minister, and he was going over what was his ministry. What was his ministry? And he was writing sermons, and he was giving sermons and everything, and people kept interrupting him. They kept interrupting his train of thought. They kept interrupting his time. And finally, one of the higher-ups, the bishops or something, came to him and he said, no, they are your ministry. The other things are for basically yourself. Yes, they're teaching, yes, they're doing, but to actually do something for someone unselfishly that disturbs you, like, yeah. So we say duty. We do things out of duty. How many of us feel great duties in the world? Like we have a schedule. Convent and the Army are really great. We had someone who joined the Air Force after she tried being here in the convent, and she says, the convent's great training for the Army. And I went, huh? And she said, oh yeah, you all get up, you get up, you have a schedule, you do this, you get up in the morning, you go to meditate, you have breakfast together. You have to be pleasant because we have breakfast together every day, so you can't go and then everyone gets up, they do the dishes, and then they do their scheduled work, which can be anything. We do different schedules. Someone's on worship, 2 are on worship actually, because we have 2 worships. Someone's on cooking, someone's on house cleaning, someone's on gardening, depends how many people we have. And you do that from 9 to 11:30. At 11:30 you get ready for worship again. And when you're first in the first training, this is your duty to get to noon worship. Now, after you've been here 10 or 15, 20 years, you can adjust that schedule because you already have the habit. So then you have some gardening, because gardening's good for everyone. Working in the dirt is good for your soul. Now, all of the almost every saint you read about, they do some kind of what we would call menial labor. And gardening was one of the ones that Swami Brahmananda felt was extremely good for the soul, because working with the earth centers you. Then you have a little free time in the afternoon, but if you're really dedicated, you'll study. study the scriptures. Then you have Vespers. Then we all have lunch together too. Left out that, we do eat. So then we have Vespers. Then in the evenings, we in the convent have gospel readings 3 nights a week. So we do that together. And as you see, this is a very, very regulated life. And if we do this out of duty or because someone told us we had to, it becomes odious. It becomes a chore. It becomes something that we start resenting because it's taking too much. We go, I don't want to do it right now. Why do I have to do it right now? Because none of us have come into a life like this to be told what to do. I mean, very few of us, I don't know many Americans, or many people for that matter, who want to be told what to do all the time. They want to do things. I have a keychain that someone gave me, and it says, do what you love. Love what you do. Okay, I agree with half of it. Our eldest nun changed it slightly. She said, we don't do what we like. We like what we do. And this turns it into karma yoga. Swami Sarvagatananda, I'm going to quote him. He says, 2 things are most important in working. First, work as a master, not as a slave. He's quoting Vivekananda there. Someone may tell you what is to be done, but once you accept it, it becomes my work. If I accept it, it's my work. That is, I assume full responsibility for seeing that it is done. I don't offer any excuses to anybody. I don't do it to please anybody. Second, I do it for Thakur. It is my work, but for him, for the Lord. For him alone I work. To him I offer everything. And you see that's very, very important, not to work as a slave because someone tells you you have to do it. That's why Pravrajika, our eldest nun, said, we don't do what we like. We like what we do. And whatever comes up, you don't necessarily, we don't know what's coming up every day of our lives. Things pop up at random. And instead of resenting it and feeling, oh, it's ruining my day, to just do it and finish it. But how do we do this? Well, we first of all increase our ability to concentrate, because we have to gather our mind so we can focus on something. And learning to concentrate by any means. If it's building airplane models when you're 5, it's still learning to concentrate. If it is getting lost in a novel, it is a form of concentration. When you don't notice what's going on around you, all of these things are showing you that it is entirely possible to concentrate your mind one-pointedly. And that concentration, when we can apply it to our spiritual life, leads to meditation. And the way I feel it starts is first, we look at the day and what comes up, and we look at what must be accomplished that day, or what what things are done every day, what things we should do. And should is put on by myself. Like this morning it was, the winds have been blowing really hard. Yes, we've had a lot of rain, but I should water the garden because it's going to be drying out. But, it's because I want to. It's not because it comes to my consciousness that I should do it now. Okay, so we identify what needs to be done. And in identifying it, once we identify it and see it, we can just do it. How long does it take? How long did it take me to water the vegetable beds? 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and that's it. Now, that didn't take any time out of my day, really. But if I had not done it, I would still be thinking about, I should get over and do that. And it would be on my mind for 2 or 4 hours until I finally went over and did it because I had to. A great karma yogi said, if someone asks you to do something, do it right now. Don't procrastinate, don't wait, because as long as you procrastinate and wait and put it off, it's nagging at your mind. I have to do it. I have to do it. It's like washing the car. Hate to wash the car. Don't do it anymore. We go to the car wash because it uses less water. Okay, but when we were washing our cars, it was, I have to wash the car. Well, I'll do it later today. But in the back of your mind, you're going over, and it's still there. And it takes up a whole lot of space and time and creates frustration and anxiety about when am I going to get it done. But if we can, cultivate the habit of just doing it. I mean, most things don't take that much time. If we just do what comes up, we save ourselves so much stress, so much stress. There was a story of 2 Buddhist monks who were traveling, and they came to a river, and there were a group of young women who had to get across the river, and one of the monks was very old, and one was young. So the older one picked up the girl, carried her across the river, and left her on the bank. And the young monk was fuming after 2 hours. How could you do that? You picked up a young woman. And the older monk looked at him and he said, "Brother, I left her on the riverbank. You're still carrying her." And how often do we do that? I mean, I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt said, the past is gone, the future has yet to be, all we have is the present. That's why we call it a gift. But how many of us try and live in the present? I mean, take a look at us right now. Think about what you're doing. And I'm saying think, okay? What I really mean is discriminate. You're sitting inside the temple on a beautiful sunny day. And is this the only place you are? Or are you thinking about what's coming up next, what I might do later on, what I did yesterday? I mean, it takes a lot of practice and control to actually be here now, to quote Eckhart Tolle. We don't do that. We tend to always, our mind starts racing on what's next or what was, I should have said. This doesn't help us. It doesn't help us with our own peace of mind. And that's why we say karma is every thought and action. But karma yoga is action done in loving service. Because we are not thinking about what I did, what I should cook for dinner. Are we going to have time to do this? If we simply do these things, what I found is you seldom run out of time. Seldom. Because most of our activities, if done with concentration, don't take that much time on the clock. When it takes time on the clock, it's because we're thinking of other things, our mind is scattered, or we're procrastinating. There's a wonderful book, I don't feel like it, I don't want to. And that's how some of us some people live their lives in resistance instead of in mastery. They are slaves because they listen to what other people say rather than taking the position of strength and doing things because they want to and liking it. I mean, another thing about, okay, so we've got actions are karma, but thoughts are too. And as I say, sitting here, I ask you to think about it, but as I say, it's not, think about what you're thinking. Use your intellect to look at your mind and see what's going on, because your intellect is higher than your mind. And we have to use it, apply discrimination, to pull our mind together. The mind, thoughts and emotions are also actions. We don't often think of emotions as actions, but they are probably some of the most uncontrolled actions or reactions that we have. Emotions are often not thought out. Thoughts are thought out, but emotions are gut reactions from God knows where, past karma, past experience, and we are off. And it's anger, it's jealousy, it's love, it's almost any emotion. And these things are harder to control because they take off with a fury that takes a great deal of concentration or mind control to stop them and look at it. Why am I doing this? And this is what we have to do. Why do I feel jealousy? Why do I feel competitive? Why is this person irritating me so much? I can tell you the answer to that one. Because they're too much like me. If we are irritated and find faults with other people, it's because they're our own. Otherwise, we wouldn't see them. And that one is a hard one to take a hold of, but it's very, very true. So, how do we get to the point where we are doing karma yoga and leading our life? What we do, our goal is to uncover the divinity within us. That's the goal. We can say realizing God, which means I don't know what. Having this experience of your own divinity, having the experience of your chosen ideal, which is your idea of God. It can be Buddha, it can be Jesus, but when you feel the living presence, and it's not a mental or an intellectual feeling, it is a feeling that pervades your entire being and makes your heart expand to a point where you wonder, wow, what is this? But many of us can intellectually and understand all of these things and think we have had some, everyone does have beginning experiences that show them what's possible. You will experience a great peace. You'll see a light. Something will make you believe that this is possible. But then we get down to the nitty-gritties, okay? You sit down to meditate, and all they say, no one in Vedanta says you have to sit in the lotus posture. You don't even have to sit cross-legged. Just find a comfortable, upright position where you don't pay attention to your body, right? Okay. We sit down in the temple here. We sit down in the chair. We put cushions in the back because that used to really get everyone's attention. But what happens now? Well, my shoulder's not quite right. I've got an itch. And we're going through assessing every single twinge we feel. Oh dear. But what are we really doing? It's our mind trying to protect itself. Because, oh my God, our minds do not want to be controlled. So we finally get where we're kind of sitting still. And immediately, the mind is going out in every single direction except where you want it. And how do you get it back into, you're thinking about what I have to do later, what I have to do tomorrow. Oh, golly, did I really do that to that person? I shouldn't have said that. And I shouldn't have honked that horn on the freeway. So we try to gather our minds. This is why in our tradition, one of the tools for gathering our minds is initiation and a mantra. It gives you a specific formula to concentrate on. In our tradition, we believe in the guru, having someone who has gone on the path much longer than we have, and giving us hints and telling us how we can avoid some of the pitfalls. So, otherwise, our mind is often like, you've ever spilled the mustard seeds and tried to pick them up? Have any of you ever broken an old thermometer and the mercury spills all over everywhere? Have you tried to gather it together? Your mind is worse than either of those. It has life of its own, and it wants to not be controlled. Swami Sarvagatananda, if we try all of our methods, we say our mantra, we do our japa, we try to gather, become one-pointed. If we can't do it with our eyes closed, we open our eyes and look at a picture of whatever our chosen ideal is, or Om, anything. We try to use every tool we have to concentrate our mind, which is karma yoga, trying to direct your mind to one-pointedness. Now, Swami Sarvagatananda, in his book, which I'm a great promoter of, Being Spiritual, Staying Practical. Staying Practical, Being Spiritual, it's one or the other. I never remember names. He said, another way to do it is to tell your mind, I don't have time for you right now. The ideas that are running through. I really don't have time. We'll talk about this later. And after a while, that will work. It doesn't work right in the beginning. Your mind says, are you kidding? Okay, once we get sort of concentrated, we're almost ready to meditate. We're still just sitting. Very few people say, I meditated for an hour today. Nah. We're lucky if we sat for an hour without wiggling and adjusting and doing everything. Then, why do we even want to do it? Because in the long run, it frees us. It frees our soul, it frees our mind, it frees our very being to where we can see, experience the divine light in your heart. And it's a funny thing. I've noticed some of the Swamis, and particularly I've noticed it with Swami Sarvadevananda. He says, we must control our mind. And he does this. He touches his heart. Because that really is where everything is controlled. It's not in your head. Until you accept these things in your heart, they don't take hold. As Krishna said, give me your whole heart. Love and adore me, and I will save you who love you dearly. Jesus also, it's your whole heart. It's not your head. So we have to stop our clinging on to the changing world, the world that does not last, the world that changes every single minute of the day. We have to lessen our attachment to that. And that's what causes us misery, is our attachments, our expectations, and our speculations. Swami Prabhavananda, who had founded this society, said, never speculate, because speculation leads to all kinds of problems. I can point out, you're doing fine one day and someone is thinking of something, but they give you a look. And you go on, why did they give me that look? It was because they felt I didn't like them. I must have said something that they didn't like. And we go on a whole trip that's all made up here. It has nothing to do with reality, even the ephemeral reality that we're experiencing. So don't speculate, don't expect, and don't judge. Because as Holy Mother said, who are we to, she said, if we want peace of mind, make the whole world your own. Never see the faults of others, only see your own. And as I say, everyone in the world is your own. Now, when we can feel that, not just know it intellectually, but feel it, we will have reached a huge goal. Because as long as we can feel the unity, it does free your entire mind. We can still see the diversity, because that's what makes this time on earth fun. You have to have a certain amount of fun. I'm going to tell you a story about Rufus Jones, a Quaker mystic. Durga, one of our nuns, loaned me one of his books. And are any of you familiar with the Quaker religion? Okay, their prayer meetings are silent. And as far as I understand, the idea is to clear your mind completely of extraneous thoughts, and what comes in is the voice of God. So Rufus Jones was sitting in a Quaker meeting in England when he was visiting. And in the traditional way, they were sitting in silence with the understanding that anyone who felt the light, the inner light prompting him, could stand up and speak. So Rufus Jones got up And he was nervous, and he prefaced his story of the inner light with, "Since sitting in this meeting, I've been thinking." After the meeting, one of the elders took him aside and said, "I was grieved at what thou said in the meeting. Thou said, since sitting in meeting, thou hadst been thinking. Thou should not think." But how do we cultivate that? I mean, that's the thing of sitting also in meditation. When you go beyond time, space, and causation, and you actually feel the presence of the divine rather than any of your own feelings, emotions, or whatever. We all have them. And the easiest way is everything that is not God, try and stay away from. This requires you thinking about everything you do every day, which is really hard. And everything that is God, intellectually, emotionally, which leads you to that unselfishness, that will free you. You will be living as a free being and a free soul in this ephemeral world. You can still see all the things going on, but you won't be so attached and connected. Some of them you will be, because you can make a difference. If you can't make a difference, which is what one of the things, then do it. Do whatever comes up in your life that you can actually focus on and do it. Unselfishly, not wanting a reward for yourself or recognition. Because the search for name and fame is just as bad as a search, just as strong a desire as for money or power. And all of those are egocentric. They're not doing things for the unity of all. And our greatest pitfall is that most people never examine themselves. They're always looking outward. And karma yoga pretty much insists that you look inward. Check every motive for what you're doing, even good works. You could be doing exceptionally good work, but do you want something in return? Does it make you feel good about yourself? That is also a selfish desire. Oftentimes it's very easy to do good things, but when we look at it really carefully, we haven't dropped it at the end of the action. We want to feel good about ourselves. But one thing that's sure, karma yoga does lead to freedom. The more unselfish we become, the more less egocentric we become, the closer we are to God or to divinity, whatever you want to call it, closer to Om. And we are free right in this world right now. We are free. We're not being led around like a dog on a chain. We're not. We're doing things because we choose to do them. We're doing them because we choose to do things that lead us to God, that help us in pursuing unselfishness. And that is basically the goal of all the yogas. Every single yoga will do that. Karma yoga is only one of them. It's good to mix them, to actually have a balance of all the four, and we'll talk about the others later. So I'll end there.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see clouds of white, skies of blue. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed day and the warm sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces, people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Well, Jayanti knows that's one of my very favorite songs. And actually, very, very Vedantic. As soon as we can see everything in the positive state and all of this and love everyone, it is a wonderful world. If we see God pervading everything, what are we fighting against? Because it is God. And I saw Louis Armstrong sing it in '63. Okay. This next week, on Wednesday, we're continuing Swami Trigunatita's life here in the temple at 5 p.m. We're reading portions of his life. We're reading his entire life, actually. He was one of Ramakrishna's direct disciples who was made head of the San Francisco Center and actually died in San Francisco. Very inspiring life. On Saturday, we will have Karma Yoga, Saturday the 17th, and we encourage everyone to come, and we'll do some work. Karma Yoga, you get no reward except lunch. So if you come 9:15, come down to the convent. If it's really nice weather, we might pull weeds. If we do different things at different times, and we have jobs for everyone. Also, Saturday evening, the 17th, Swami Chidbrahmananda will continue with the gospel readings, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, at 5 here in the temple. He will give the lecture on Sunday the 18th, and the title is Guru. Now, so I hope you can all come. Okay? Ugh.